Hi, I'm Janet Allen. I'm a resident at Cypress Village. I am so grateful to have this opportunity to get my COVID shot here. So many of my friends have been struggling all around Jacksonville. One has driven to Orlando to get his shot. It's been crazy out there. And in another week or two, I'll be able to, while I'll still have to wear my mask and I maintain social distance, I'll be able to do things I haven't been able to do for 10 or 11 months. Get a pedicure, go to department stores, see my family more. So I am so excited and so grateful. I hope I don't start crying. So to all of the people here that are a little iffy about getting the shot, all I have after my second shot is a little soreness in my arm, which is a small price to pay.
Staff should get it because they're actually leaving the community a lot more than the residents. I mean, the residents are living here. Most of the residents probably haven't left the community in a month, where by the very nature, all the employees would leave. So they just have a greater exposure to COVID. And therefore, if they get the vaccine, it really helps out all at the community.
Saturday morning, I had the vaccination for the COVID virus, and I was amazed at how efficiently it would run for so many people there. There were so many people waiting to have it done, and yet I think everybody that was available from the top up, from Katie on down through the staff, had a part in making that run so smoothly. You could see somebody working on a paper at one end, and as soon as it was done, gives it to somebody and they transport it to something else. It was done very efficiently for something that is so important to us. And I'm glad of the opportunity to say that I'm really thankful to Ty and Katie and the staff and all the workers, all the employees that have put in so much to keep the residents safe, fed, and happy.
I just wanted to say how pleased I was to get my vaccine shot last Saturday. It went splendidly. I was very impressed with how organized it was, and everybody was just so nice to give their time on Saturday to do it for the residents. And I greatly appreciate the management for being so proactive and obtaining the vaccine for us.
I'm Coralie Williams. I got my COVID-19 vaccine last Saturday. I was wondering if I would be spending a lot of time at it, but I walked in, and while I was taking off my coat, my temperature was taken, and I was gestured to a seat. There were a lot of other people sitting there, so I thought, oh, this is going to be a long wait. But it happened that most of those sitting there had had their shot and were waiting the 10 minutes after to make sure that there were no adverse side effects. And to my really great surprise, in about 5 minutes, my name was called. I received my shot. I went home. That night, it was a little bit touchy, and I slept on my right side. The next day, I could feel it if I touched it. Now I can't at all. It's, there's nothing after the first day. So I was very pleased to recommend that you get your shot as soon as you can for your benefit and everyone else's.
Hi, I'm Annie Parker. I've been a resident at Cypress Village since 2012, and I had the wonderful experience of getting my COVID-19 shot on Saturday of this past week. I could not believe how smoothly the whole process went. I got the card when I did register to get it. Then I received the notice from Cypress of my time that I was to be there, and not to get there more than 10 minutes before I was supposed to go in. So I went, and I got there 10 minutes before I was supposed to be in, and the lady said, well, if you'll just wait for about 10 minutes, we'll take you. Well, absolutely took me absolutely took me at 12:30 by regular time. I came right in the room to have the shot done. I had to fill out the form. As soon as I filled out the form, I was called to get the shot. I've never seen such a small needle. It was much smaller than a needle you sew with. It was just really, really small. I never felt it go in. I never had a moment's problem with it, and it's been since Saturday, and I haven't had a headache, a sore arm. I haven't had any reactions to the shot at all. And I have to say that the pharmacist did a wonderful job. And the timing on the whole episode was so good. Everything just went blank, blank, blank. I was back home by 1 o'clock. Everything went so smoothly. Cypress did an excellent job of timing the whole situation. It was very, very workable, and I only saw nobody seemed mad or upset or anything. Everybody was really just delighted that we were able to get the shot here, and the job that Cypress Village did getting it for us. So I only have good things to say about that. That was really, really good.
Hi, I'm Louise Fontecchio, and I live in apartment B409. And I just am thrilled to have the opportunity today to be here to tell everybody how lucky we are to be able to get our COVID vaccine in such a fast, safe, easy, painless way. With all the news about everybody having to stand in line and not being able to get appointments, it just makes me feel so fortunate that we can get them right here at Cypress Village. My appointment was last Wednesday at 3:30. I got there about 3:25, walked right in, filled out a little, very brief, quick questionnaire, sat down for a minute. My name was called, got up, got my shot. Would not have even known I got the shot except for the fact that I was watching him and then saw him give it to me. He said to wait about 10 or 15 minutes. I sat down, I talked to somebody else who had theirs and was waiting. We got up, we left together, and it was just that quick. It was probably 10 to 4 when we walked out of there. 20, 25 minutes, that's it. In and out, no lines, no trying to get an appointment. And the next day I had a little bit of maybe a tired feeling, but I'm not even sure I could attribute it to COVID because I couldn't say I felt bad, or not COVID, but the COVID vaccine. But I certainly didn't have a side effect that I would consider, and that's it. And looking forward to getting the next one on February 3rd, and I'm sure it's going to be just as quick and easy. So if you have not signed up to get your shot and haven't gotten your shot yet, please get it. Please get it for your sake, for our sakes, so we can get rid of these things and be able to reopen Cypress Village. I just moved in here in August, and I keep hearing how great it is. Well, it is great even now, but I want it to be greater because I want us to be able to get back to normal. So let's everybody pool together and get our vaccines because it's so easy and we're so lucky. Thank you.
I'm Michael Palmer, and I want to tell you about my experience with getting the COVID-19 shot or vaccination. I got the appointment, was a piece of cake. I put it in my kiosk, there it was, and I showed up, and I was told, just have a seat here and we'll work you right in. Well, they did. Now, here's what you got to understand. I have cried all of my life every shot I've gotten. That's just what I do. I raised 6 kids. They would get their shots, I would take them, they never cried. They would stand around watching me get my shot and giggle at me because I always did cry. When I was really little, I had to get a lot of shots for bronchitis and stuff like that. So this was kind of a joke among the family. Well, I come in and I sit down, and then I finally get the gentleman who's going to give me my vaccine. They say, this gentleman over here, he comes and gets me, and as I'm going to sit down with him, I say, I have to tell you, I always cry when I get vaccines or any shot. And he said, you do? And I said, yes. And so he sat me down and he started cleaning my arm with what I was assuming it was the alcohol prep to sanitize the arm. And so I'm telling him, he said, well, why do you cry? And I said, well, because they hurt. That was a little bitty thing and when I was a kid, and they hurt really bad. And when I got bigger, they still hurt. And the next thing I knew, he was taking the needle out. He was withdrawing it. And I'm looking, and I'm saying, you're done? And he said, yes, ma'am. Oh, I did ask him, where was he from? He said, he's one of the CVS people. But he said, yes, ma'am, I'm done. And I thought, that can't be. You didn't give me the shot. I didn't feel it. I think what he did was after the alcohol, he rubbed a little bit of topical anesthetic on it. And when I asked him, he kind of grinned a little bit and was really glad that I did not feel a thing. It was over, it was done. I am vaccinated #1, and I am thrilled to death. I want to thank Cypress Village for making sure everybody here throughout this entire pandemic, you guys have been our management, our every helper here, every associate here, even the residents, for the most part have cooperated and done beautifully to follow the rules very carefully. There's some complaints here and there, but overall, we have a wonderful record, and I'm so proud of us. So thank you, Cypress Village, for everything you're doing to help us.